But first, we're staying in that festive spirit. Doug Eble, owner of D&G Christmas Tree Farm, is here. This is actually in Lewisburg, but we know picking the right tree actually starts probably right when they hit your farm.
Yes, when they come out to find a tree, that's the best way to get a fresh tree is to come out to a choose and cut tree farm and pick out a tree and cut it down. A lot of trees are brought in retail lots that are good trees, but you're probably going to get a fresher tree if you cut one down yourself. So.
Okay, you're going to have to tell us about this one because you picked this one specifically.
This is a Fraser fir, which are real pretty trees. I wish we could grow them here in Kansas, but they don't tolerate the hot weather so well.
And it's really giving the studio kind of that scent that just reminds us of Christmas.
They do have a very good scent, a lot better than the Scotch pines, I believe. So a lot of people like them. They're a real popular tree. They've got a real good needle retention. They don't drop their needles till later on. So
you can probably hold up some bulbs. So
yeah, they're stiff enough to be able to decorate, put a lot of decorations on it, and they still hold their shapes. So.
Okay, so let's say we're heading out to the farm. How do we know if we're picking a good tree and what's right for us?
You want to look to make sure the tree looks healthy.
Okay.
Because even trees out in the field, there's going to be some that have some problems with them. So you want to make sure they've got good color, good shape. It just kind of depends on the type of tree that you like. Some of them have long, soft needles. Some of them have kind of stickier needles, shorter needles. But the Frasers have kind of a in between. They've got a shorter needle, but it's kind of a softer needle too. So.
Okay, and then it all starts with the stand as well. If we want it to go upright, we got to get a good stand.
You've got to get a good stand. The stands, some of these stands that have the little thumb screws, they're not the best stands to get. You need to get one with a large circumference around the base to steady it.
And I see some extra wires that I didn't know really existed. What is that?
Well, these go up and hook into a chain that goes around the tree, and then you can adjust it like a tent rope and get it straight. So if you've got a crooked trunk, yeah, you can straighten it up whichever way you want. And the main thing is to have a good water reservoir, at least a gallon.
Okay. Some people maybe want to add things into the water. Is that something we should do?
The Penn State did a study, used Alka-Seltzer, aspirins, Coke. Nothing works any better than just plain hot tap water.
Plain tap water does the trick. I love that.
Hot tap water will help break up the sap on the bottom and let it draw up more water. So every time you refill your stand, use hot tap water. So.
Okay, and then let's run through some of the different types of trees because maybe I'm looking for something different than Bill is or than other people at home.
Like I say, they've got Scotch.
That one's a blue spruce,
That's
right?
a blue spruce. Those are good trees. They don't have quite as good needle retention. They'll start dropping their needles after about 3 weeks, but they are a beautiful tree.
Okay, so if you don't love a mess and your tree's up for longer than 3 weeks, maybe not the blue spruce.
Yeah, if you like to keep them up for a long time. Those look like maybe the Fraser firs that I have here. And
this is a beautiful tree.
Yeah, they are very nice trees, and those look like a seed bed where they grow them. When we buy seedlings to plant, they're about that size. And
because it is nice to know that, right, there's only one type of tree that naturally grows here in Kansas.
Yeah, the red cedar is the only native evergreen tree to Kansas, and they grow wild out in the field. You'll see them along the highways and stuff. So, but they'll make an all right Christmas tree, but they're not probably the best trees for Christmas trees. So.
Okay, well, Doug, thank you so much. You've actually helped clarify a lot of things because who knew that one Christmas tree was slightly different than the other? Thank you, Doug.
You're welcome.